Patriots, we are losing our focus, and now we are being carried away by hatred than speaking the truth. Why was Bishop Obera suspended just when he was following the case of St. Lucia Njiru? Does the headquarter know something about St. Lucia Njiru, and that is why he got suspended at the middle of the war? Are we losing the land at St. Lucia Njiru? At TV for all the time. Today in studio we have none other than President's Bishop of Nairobi. I'll let him introduce himself so that you can hear more about him. Thank you so much, Bishop, and kindly introduce yourself.
Thank you. My name is Bishop John Melkio Obera from Kano, the larger Kano. My home church is Bikra Maria Church in Kabar. That's where I was born. But I've been out and about for some time because even my education, I did it outside home. I've been in Nairobi for most part of my activities, yes.
So, who is Bishop Obera? I want you to maybe talk a little bit about your past life, because I think most of these guys doesn't know you well. Me, I think I knew you when you were a deacon or a priest. But some of these young tags, they don't know you well. So I want you to start with who Bishop Obera is, past life, and the current situation. Just, yeah.
Bishop Obera is a very simple person. Bishop Obera was born early, mid-1970s. Bishop Obera has gone to school and currently I am undertaking a legal course, so I'm a legal student. I was ordained as a priest, as a deacon first in the year 1992.
1992?
Yes. That's when I was ordained.
In Nairobi?
At home, in Angora.
At that time,
Angora.
Okay.
And the earlier leadership, just after the passing of Ongombe was here. After that, I came to Nairobi. I was an adherent at St. Teresa Karibaki.
Okay.
Kanyo Manachakole Kabuna. And I met so many things there. At that time, we had almost 4 priests
at Karibaki.
I used to go there, and I used to stay at Lotus Satellite. I not in Magika Kumufani, Kanale Mikuro. Chingoro Kanadi Kuruka I teach, Kuruka Lore stage, Makaribangi na Adwara Kukanzu. I stayed Kanya, Kadonji Kibanda Varaketo back, one of the Kibanda. Kura Kao Kanzu, Kaketa Kete Vianney, Tapo Makanga to build the pal, that is an experience I saw when I came to Nairobi. They tried to go with my bag, but when they realized they were just things of the church, they took a bed sheet which was inside and then they threw the bag back to me. So Maui Poneno Kacha, we used to be very devoteful. We were devoted.
Yeah, I can remember those days. We used to sleep in the church almost on Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays. Yeah.
I used to be there. Lemon and meat. In fact,
Yeah, people used to fight.
Yes.
Anyalo wacho ndalo moko aneno malweny maneno en mar Kasmil gi Otieno Yoya when he was deacon at Uhuru Park. Can you remember that fight?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was enjoyable. The church was very enjoyable. And anyalo paro ka ne wapangore mass. There were several masses. There was 9 o'clock in the night mass, midnight, 3 a.m., 6,
early morning.
6 and at 8:30. So all the servers used to divide themselves. Managing of masses, but you don't look in it alternate the masses. There were about 4. There was limited politics and things were very small.
Kuro kamadwa ni dhi na bishop just matin to aneo ka in rector mar jodolo paro ni it was and ibedo rector nyaka market quarter, I don't know, but abodwaro ni round ma life mari kako sebedo especially Nairobi ka akibedo rector serve in several churches kaka Rongai aneno kisavye, then ibedo bishop, then from there koro wanyalo dwell on your akibedo isebedo bishop.
Yeah, after that, I adopted Dala for a short period of time. Koro kano luonga in 1999, Tarika Arichiel. Actually, 31st of September. 1999. Then 30th of September. 30th of September, ne uluonga mondo adhi achung'ne deacons moko as a deacon in
ordination marriage
in Odera. So kadhi, things happened and I found myself also in the line
being ordained
as the priest. So I was ordained on the 1st of October 1999. Kano wira kuru kadugo that weekend nalimo kakapindokakura sedo kalimo kawangware. Kana dilemo kawangware that day manabido ordained. The first mass I celebrated was in Kazan, St. Teresa in a hair. It was very good. One gave John Nani. I did the mass and he preached. It was so well. That was my first mass. My second mass also then the next week, Father Jungani was in St. Daniel Rongai. He was going home for Christmas holiday, for some Christmas holiday. So when he went home, before Christmas actually, it was towards November. Kano the Dala, he fell sick and passed on. So at the time, Manodi Dala no bishop Maninitie, no Ramona the Aritne St. Daniel Rongai. Kuro Nadika as a reliever. Then Kanenya Sayo Kawe to now organize smart Kanisa no Timatek, Mano Dioike. Kuro Bangeno to no gola, a bit of the I ended up being in Rongai for a total of 14 years. Still at some stage Mano gola, Mother and Lordship. Kaneji Goreda Dora, there was a big reshuffle in Nairobi. There are some priests, Katakas, we know in Uganda, and that. Kuro no gola not Adika Diocese. Under the current Cardinal of Kenya, Amani Juma. No Tema Matek,
could work in
Nairobi. Putera Makungeni as assistant priest. Kedoja Kodokarawati 1 year there, then Odokarawati. Kuro ndalo no teka kanen Nairobi abedo rector. Kendo kadhi thika abedo rector thika. Kendo kadugo Nairobi kendo gichagimia rector. Kuro abedo rector kanyo through nyaka kuro ni abedo thika capsula under bishop, archbishop and Otiko. Yeah.
Koro wadwa dhi nikech sabende chuok. Wadhi ketho time malicha ina gima wadwa nwadwelie kawuono en nyakibed bishop ma Nairobi. Ere kaka Kenya nosebedo nikech nitie wach mokelo waka kabiloke sana. Adwaro ni nyisa kaka nyaka wiri ni bed bishop ma Nairobi. Ere kaka setiyo, ere kaka isebedo go ganda gi kata kwe isebedo go kata challenges isebedo go kibed bishop.
Kamano. Nairobi no wira bishop tarik 2 mar abich 2022 at Kodero. Nono kan Mombasa to Papa Nomia a agent call Ghana teach Mombasa. He ordered me to travel back to Kisumu. No chuna drive all the way from Mombasa to Kisumu. It was a long journey. Mana don't Kisumu Saturday. I work Friday coach. Koro kana donjo, it was 90 and then which hapa na adwa nda bedo den. No kana kimitera. Koro kana bedo den. Challenges to nyamu kata kana party. There were a lot of challenges. Maybe the no me baruwa recall back to the headquarters. There was no specific reason why I was called back to the headquarters. I didn't know the reason. Koro kano wira to kadhika barua no ora skamilo mutaita tabeta. Koro kana dhika barua office no kan get 2 letters. Which one is this? Kora nongo barua matera taita tabeta. Tanong another one manondiki wira May to nondiki in March.
Before you were ordained.
Before I was ordained. There was a letter manondiki in March. No actually I am a vicar apostolic of Taita Taveta. I never knew that I was a vicar apostolic. I came to realize manakose vira. Corona the Matthew Mabeta Taveta. I got a lot of support from the church. Kenda umane mumearo kanisa wa Kenya specifically. No biro mutera nyakata Taveta. We walked with him. Yokanoro kwa mabere. It was enjoyable. Nane no kana wati mabere kabisa. Koro natio Taveta. Mucho putarika uchiende mara dek of 2023. Nabilo transferred to Nairobi. Koro kana bilo transferred to Nairobi. There was a bishop, an archbishop, act as a bishop also of Nairobi. Koro kana donjo to no welcome mabere kabisa. Man been none of the kind of welcome I received. Kataluoro mandalo. Most of the diocese activities I left for him. Koro bangeno kaluore gi penjo the challenges after bedonaka from March watieko luoro 3 months into the ekana handover nini baba wacho ni ka umi transfer to word for 3 months koreka. So that's what I did. Koro na handover, they don't know hand over after 6 months, after 3 months. One over June, because it take Koro kanye ma achako koro teach maber. Kanyo do nentiere gi inyo nentiere a lot of misunderstandings, especially with the office man atiego. Koro ne okangeyo what
is diocese office marjo kombe kose marjo pate
marjo
kombe.
Nentiere a lot of misunderstandings. At one time one of my committee members conspired to write a letter with others. Alleging so many things. Kane wachako projects moko kanya kama gero kulima anyalo konyo income generating activities. So there was a lot of sabotage. Gigi ne could not take off. Kane wachake ni ito I can't say, but maybe somebody prompted some guy there by the name Okoth. Mano biro ma ochungo project ma weche bet mang'eny ma lokni pes project ma jono bero chamo te. To kane wang'iyo to neno wang'oni pesa ni no solid no tere bank. There were signatories to this account. Signatories ginaloso committee investment and finance and planning office. Magine manegi budget ging'iewo nyaka materials magine manegi ng'iewo nyaka the materials manong'iewo man kanyo. Manegi chako project mamoko pod ni piny nyaka sani. Koro this disagreement manentie between us and Okoth emanome this project
Strong.
headquarter not take over not discuss with the court, but there is somewhere they agreed, so it was not satisfied. Kuro court came and distracted all our activities towards
What in the legio cause youth man area no.
But the church is handling it. I started handling it Makata on 15th of next week. No nego bed ni wadhi bet kanyo gi youths go, gi chief, area chief, to gi diocese mara. Mondo watiek once and for all. Nikeche one evidence no court has been paid. I also have printout from Safaricom manyiso kaka ni chule to opose nyiso youths wetegi no chule. Koro we wanted to go and make it there so that they know that this person was paid. Makoro gigi mu claim in charge. Koro unfortunately there is a letter which came manual to suspend all activities like Nairobi Christmas.
Koro in short, nyakibed bishop Nairobi Bokilo that smooth. Osebedo sora.
Osebedo very rough.
Sabotage ng'eny.
Osebedo very very rough. Awach ni Nairobi Diocese lemo osebedo ka konyo. Because onge samo osebet piny moloso gimoro no wa implement maonge go position. Wase kalore Nairobi ka ma at one point koro nochopo kama koro it was unbearable, we could not work together. Nocho na mana allies with them, kota mana dissolve the diocese office, mane aja agine manyien a year of new office mar Nairobi mondo aneka bende functions.
To bang' yierogi, were you able to work with them?
Bang' yierogi, the work was very smooth, but there were forces from outside mane could sabotage it from outside.
From outside.
And then a lot of challenge because administratively nanong'one kana se yiero to there were from my office inonka joma ne wa contest go kapoka kelo harmony kech na expect ni adwa kelo harmony tiere ne poka yiero committee mag diocese. Okay, because a year to tiega committee members ko pok na yiero these committee members ko nadwa luomo from those people mane oyomka mondo wa incorporate it because they had a very good vision for the diocese. Kapoka timora no ka high office no constitute an archdiocese kuro bedo kaka rival makuro joka rengo parallel to my diocese.
Okao jok mane oremka kuro constitute go the higher office above you.
Kuro nodhi okel a lot of confusion. Makuro neno ni Nairobi opogore ariyo because 90% of joma noyiero go are from Nairobi, from the team mane oremka. Kuro nokel a lot of confusion to ne ok onyal fight gi kech gin nyithindwa to kendo gin bende gin performers, they could work. Koro nonka koro nenti parallel running of the diocese. Kadi lemu ka Ongombe, for example, to that team lemu kayole. Kadi St. Lucas Kibera to that team of the Dandora. Koro nonka there were two centers of power. Koro mano challenge mayudo ma momiyo tich nyobedo na bete.
Ok ninyal yudo kony maybe from the highest office or office above them.
Koro kony enas
yani kata koponi jo gineno ka jogo gik magitimo go ok nyal miyo iti kaka bishop yo maber.
No, we spoke with the Archbishop to know what ni wabed gi one-on-one discussion ma gimukelna kika act upon gimuterne kiko act upon what deal with what we have discussed face to face. Koro nano kama no beto konyo matin no me or reduce a lot of information misinformation and misinformation mane chopo kuom. So that one works right.
But not fully. Koro achievements mage minyalo wacho nikech achievements mage minyalo wacho nikech ndalogo bana no katin makata mondo bed ga achievement ma proper ne bedo mabat again maybe one or two
achievements nitie in any administration. Kidwa keto structures na kuna opposition and when you get the opposition you find ways of tackling this opposition. So we can talk of a lot of achievements since I joined, since I came to Nairobi. The first achievement manyalo wacho in as many years as over 20 years, there has not been a democratically elected office. Ne watemo mawatimo election mangato ne okunyal challenge. It was very democratic. Kane headquarter mia authority monatim election within a short period, there was an outcry. Ninti kaka wada timu kuu mar Diocese ma Nairobi. An kaka bishop na kwa headquarter moyena. Ma negi demand for 14 days. And Nagaka Bishop Nami only 21 days to prepare for the election. Kuro ne aneno kotimore maber mapinta no kuoyo as a very open and democratic, transparent and verifiable election. Kata sani mipenja ni ngane no ngokura di. Tadhi nyisi gi votes o kawacha cha gilia ikwano gi podginti nyaka sani. You can count and say ni ngane no yombo gi votes machaka. Koro kataka ngodi court today, you challenge that election. We still have those documents and we still can produce them in court. Koro that election was one of the achievements I made. Nairobi during my tenure, ka compare gi kaka ne enti earlier, tanongo ni kata mana performance mar diocese or increase. This in my tenure, imagine Nairobi solely molo any other period. Ma agone jodolo magayo kamano plus jo Kristo ma Nairobi diocese. Na gin gi tich matek. Onge dwe kata week mane jadolo nyalo lemo matiek lemo ma oko wacho ni jo Kristo ni diocese kata headquarter of pesa machaka. Mae ni a period ma wadake gi jakwath for a longest time. To what take care of jakwath, to what take care of all the activities.
Ere kote care ka pesa to kusol ko jo Kristo yo mane nyalo advice kata ngat ma seche moko bro bedo Nairobi ka in future kata archbishop.
Ne wabet piny kaka office. Mane waloso gimiluongo ni dinari. Dinari, mano be is another achievement mane waloso Nairobi. Ne ok en, actually it was just zoning of churches. Jomoko no misunderstand dinari. And in all these other big dioceses, nitiere gi gik miluongo ni branches o giluongo ni nano. Tika giluongo gi. Ko ino ka gichakore ka Kisumu nitiere gin gi nying nyaka send something. Negi loso groupings. Churches man this area in that group. Churches man kama this group. Kuro ne waloso go into that sections mondo mi tich obed mayot. Nitie churches matindo ma tich tamo e diocese level because of how they are. Kane warewe kanisa maduong to jologi kuro no ni gin be gino hawe ma kanisa maduong cha ne nyalo yudo. In Catholic they call it denaries. Kuro we adopted that name just because of how it should administratively how it should be. So now also these denaries Giusebedo can take care of the Pope's office in Nairobi for all that time Giusebedo. Gisebedo every kata king yoga walls magina Nairobi no ka wigini and such a Atila dinari, Raphael Titus dinari, Peter the Rock dinari. Nitiere amount of money manegi gologa weekly. Mane konyoga to mane kaula and share ne sentelera madari. Kuro gikonyo ahinya wan bende ne wakonyo gi za diocese. Onge apro manotimore. Onge kata kama ne ntiere gi failure ma onatimo. Kuro nano ka dinaries gi no konyo. The same year ni ema Nairobi diocese o host several activities mane bedo ginene gi headquarter. Papa obiro ka mandamano wadhi go St. Lucia Njiru watimo several lemo watimo mang'eny mag mandamano mago taken costly gik matimo mamiyo cost
fair nyakatia
tiyo mang'eny. Sasa mapapa ni ka enonka that mtoka movement mare is being financed by Nairobi Diocese. Nairobi Diocese kata kanyo magofoka unano pesa mene ogolo ka was almost 350,000. So within that short period wachiro pesa kaburi, within that short period wachiro pesa total 270,000. So period ni ana Nairobi osetiyo gi pesa mang'eny compared to any other time machien kanyo. This year compared to last year ne ogolo pesa kaburi almost more by 300,000, which last year they were 950. This year they were 1.25. So that's almost 300,000. Kuro Nairobi has really performed. Aneno kabarua mwenye andikna kaini under performance. Anyway, that one we will see. People is underperform. But Nairobi has really performed with the help of the priests with the help of the priest and the support we have had. Kodlemu, Mother's Office, Mikael Office, Jogo Ekoko Serito Diocese Kodlemu.
What were the suspension matter? Awinjo ni bedo suspended. Nampokanane, awinja rumors especially on Patriot. Is it true kose gina ulabaluzu mag your Patriots?
I was suspended on 26th of November 2024. I received a letter. No, 25th, one to St. Lucian G.
Mane wa press?
Yeah, never they watch Logno. Mane wa lungu press, mane wa address the press. Kawata mane fight to Logno. Would Bikra Maria. So immediately after that press, I am the one who dropped the Archbishop. Dandora, Kachope Church, Kinyi, to Archbishop Ogochona. Ni tire barua momo yoro kanyo mara gi mara. No kungisa the contents. I just went there to adita kao barua to no kaya barua na suspension. Yes, so I was suspended.
No suspended. Who suspended you?
The letter was written by the Secretary General of the Church.
National
Cardinal
National
Nyakondo. Yes.
Koro is the signatory mano sign that.
Mano sign that letter.
Nitie kamora mora kata mani bede warn kata mano mi warning kata notice mano kihid tu kose erega suspension bira kokinye. Or did you expect it?
Okay. Following the last happenings, since last year, I was waiting for a letter from the reporter to come anytime.
Only expect major
maybe transfer, maybe suspension. In fact, for example, in Jerusalem there was a suspension letter. Money was being peddled around there. Had it not the disagreement between the reporter and the Diocese of Nairobi officials, but I've been expecting letters, but this one, Nyo Biro, yes, to Nyo Okobiro, Kosemia anyone, because onge kamosa yala, especially on the contents of that letter. Poko yala, poko team na uchunguzi mora, poko mea warning mora, mondo me angeni gimakama is not good, change or we want to suspend you. Kuran baru bila suspension. Ta nbe akawe gero kama.
I'm going to mentioned as the reasons of for the suspension.
Actually, there is a dereliction of my duties as a bishop. Dereliction is like to say that I'm doing contrary to the expectation of the report.
Like you are underperforming, or
dereliction
you are doing contrary to what they are telling you?
When you talk of dereliction, you mean doing what your boss has not told you to do. Doing directly opposite to what your boss expects from you. So when they say that it's a dereliction, it's upon them to tell me what I have done contrary to what they expect me to do. So maybe they will tell me during the show cause date. They have asked me to go and before their Peace and Justice Commission on 7th. On the letter, the body of the letter also now talks about underperformance and unfit to be a bishop of Nairobi. They have talked about my being unfit to be the bishop of Nairobi. In law, when you suspend somebody and you ask him to show cause why he should not be dismissed, not why he should not be suspended.
And you are already
You cannot be asked to show cause why you should not be suspended while you have already been suspended. Suspension is allowed, and they can suspend somebody at any point, which is okay. But once after suspending, you call him to show cause why he cannot be dismissed. So I don't know, maybe they will tell me the meaning of what they have written in that letter. But suspension comes before dismissal or pardon. Maybe you can go and kujitetea, then you are pardoned. So if I'm supposed to be dismissed, then they should tell me that there is a show cause why you should not be dismissed. So that letter told me that I need to go and show cause. And when you are told to go and show cause, there are procedures. They know. The drafters of that letter should be knowing those procedures, and I hope that maybe when the time comes, they will follow the due process. When you ask somebody to surrender or to be suspended, you should have exhausted all avenues of
maybe going through warnings
and maybe and also by the law. You just follow the due process until you reach where there is a notice to show cause where you should not.
I think suspension should come much later in the process, if I'm not.
No. Suspension can come at any time. 2 days. You should come to show cause why you cannot be dismissed. The reason for the show cause is failure to account for camera number, this and that, and failure to welcome visitors the way we expected you. That is what you are coming to show cause and explain why those things happen, so that you can be dismissed or pardoned. So my letter is very vague anyway, because it does not tell me why I have been asked to show cause. But the drafter knows, so maybe they will do the needful at an appropriate time.
I'm very sure, since you received this letter, you've tried maybe to do some investigations using your intelligence. Are you sure it is Cardinal Nation Nyakondo or Ndiek who suspended you? Or maybe he was working on behalf of another person?
I want to say something which is a legal standing in terms of letters like these ones. A Secretary General only notifies parties of what has been discussed in a meeting in any organization. So a Secretary General cannot purport to dismiss or suspend anybody. What he can do is to write what a meeting has discussed. So if the meeting discussed
your suspension,
that so and so should be suspended, the work of the Secretary General is to notify you that you have been suspended. So you will have to quote that meeting. Following the meeting held on this day, dated this, it was agreed that you are suspended. You are suspended.
Effective this date and
because of 1, 2, 3, 4. And you are required within 14 days, or within 2 days, or within 24 hours, or within 1 week, to come and show cause why you should not be dismissed. That is the procedure. So in this case, it is the Secretary General who purports to suspend me. It will come to be known. Because it's the Secretary General who has written this letter on his capacity as the Secretary General, or who quote any meeting. So,
but were you in any meeting prior to that?
I've said before that there was no meeting.
No meeting. Onge kata meeting moro mono luongi mondo yali kata mondo onyise gik ma ge fail ni are not doing correctly. Onge meeting.
No meeting.
They just walk up.
So whatever happened, I cannot tell, and I don't want to preempt. So what is there is that the Secretary, instead of writing what they have discussed, he decided to write a letter as if he is the one suspending. And that is not my problem, because they will tell me. I will request them to tell me if there was a meeting. So maybe he will have to amend his letter to put the meeting and whatever was discussed. Because that is the procedure. If they don't do that, then they will be out of order.
Ilejoka, suspending legally.
Secretary, whoever, the Apostolic Council can suspend. I'm yet to confirm because we have other bodies. I'm yet to confirm if they are enshrined in the Constitution. We have the executive. We have the peace and justice. I'm yet to confirm and if
whether they did it,
whether those things have been passed by the Apostolic Council. So as far as I'm concerned, according to the Constitution of Legio Maria, it's the Apostolic Council who can suspend a bishop after deliberations. So since Apostolic Council sits once, and then there's General AGM which sits another one, so we sit like twice in a year. And then Legio Maria, you know, there has never been an AGM, and that can be challenged. So we sit as an Apostolic Council. Apostolic Council, if in case it approved the formation of the executive, then some powers were given to that executive. So the executive can also suspend. I'm yet to confirm that. So if the executive was given power by the Apostolic Council, then it also has power to suspend. Secretary General cannot suspend, only after an advice from the executive or from an advice from the Apostolic Council.
But again, given your position in the church, a whole bishop of Nairobi Diocese, one of the key areas in this church, aren't you aware of any sitting of Apostolic Council that maybe discussed your issue? I think you should be privy to such.
There is no Apostolic Council was held some time back in the month of was it in the month of June, after July?
July.
Yes.
So since then,
after July, there was no any other meeting of the Apostolic Council.
So this letter could be malicious.
Let us not say malicious, because there was an executive meeting on last Saturday.
Last Saturday,
there was an
executive. Before the press at Njiru.
Before the press at Njiru.
Okay.
There was a meeting. Was it before the press? There was a meeting at Kisumu, yes, on Saturday.
Before the press? Before the press.
Yes. So that meeting, the agenda might have, I don't know what the agenda was, because whatever I have, it is just hearsay, because somebody might have told me the agenda. But
you didn't hear anything touching on.
No, there could be land. Land could have been one of the agenda. Another, among others, but I'm not sure if offertory was one of the agenda. But you know, as an office, the executive office, they make their own agenda, and those agenda, they are the ones, after passing, they will bring them to the Apostolic Council for approval. So I might not be privy to their agenda. And also, this letter does not refer to that meeting. This letter specifically says that the Secretary General has suspended me, and that the Cardinal Kenya has taken over the running of affairs in Nairobi.
Were you able to maybe give a call to reach Cardinal Nyakon, the Secretary General?
No.
You never tried reaching him. What about Cardinal Kenya?
Cardinal Kenya, you know, we are in talking, we are in
talking terms.
And even yesterday he called me.
Oh, he called you?
Yes, he was asking me about some meetings which were supposed to take place, which I was not actually aware of. There has been, we have been talking, even when the land issue at Njiru came up, we talked, and I briefed him everything. So I have not called him specifically for this letter, but we have been talking.
You've been talking. So you are in good terms.
Cardinal Kenya, you know, is somebody you cannot brush aside. Actually, Cardinal Kenya is one of my best cardinals I have ever had, because he tells you to your face, and what he tells you is the truth. Most of our leaders, usually, you can't keep their word. You can't trust what they tell you.
You can't trust them fully.
Yes, because they might tell you something here today, and then when you go there, you find something else. But Cardinal Kenya,
he means his word.
Yes,
he's a truthful man in this church.
I like, and he's the only leader we have, especially this side of Legio Maria, who can stand with you in truth or in problem. whether when you are in a problem, whether he can stand with you. He's a truthful man.
He's a truthful man.
And that is what I like in him. And we have been in a very, very good working relationship with Canal Kenya. The problem I have with Canal Kenya is that there are few people, few individuals, maybe for selfish interest or something, who could be, they give Canal Kenya some information which may not be factual or true about people. Kuro mae nyalo ketho ga uhusiano mari gi Canal Kenya.
Wecha winjo.
Nyalo ga ketho. Kata an kokela nieri ko wacho gini, kapok apendi nyaka ya wang kodi. Ma wach nieri cha kata wuoyo kode koro kadwar. So in okabi wuoyo kodi, not because ining'e ni one friend. Dando kadwa wuoyo kodi nikech ng'acha nyonyisa ni in kamaka. So that is the only problem Canal Kenya nyalo bedo go. But in actual fact, kata mane lwenje goya kane, never discuss Canal Kenya. Kato kochako ichaki pimo ne weche to Obera ni nyawo go nyoro. Ang'o megini chako wuo. Koro kare gik minyise gi samoro most of them are not true. Koro ne miyo seche moko oko trust. Lakini even right now waonge gi any vendetta. Sawa kabisa.
Koro nyalo mna nyisa ne owek winjo weche winjo.
Mando koro en mung'engeni it is you know your opinion on me does not necessarily mean that I also hold the same opinion on myself. My opinion is my opinion on me. In opinion mari koda mano wachi. Koro en ko bede kata information mayudo, it is upon me to chungo. Mondo ang'eni ma anyalo tiyogo.
You know what to use and
what
not to use.
So that is in the discretion of anybody. Koro kanyal ng'ise ni owe gini.
You received suspension letter. Did you accept it? Imor kode or
ng'ini okinyal mor gi suspension. Ka ibedo suspended to koya living ang'o mi abedo suspended. So okanyal wacho na mor kode. But abiro hona nikech oa from my office, the office which brought me here. Kura seka kendo abiro timo gima wacho. But okanyal celebrate ni ber na yudo barua. It's okay, no.
Or in case me if they say when you say accept but okimor kode, in case me they chieng short course no to feel me maybe okay with justice kata fairness, what happens?
Again, it's not my first time going to that commission. And I have always been treated maliciously. To how so this is no different. However malicious it can be, however truthful it can be, I will accept what they tell me. It's an emotion and Baba Masi. We are not working with someone.
So what is the next step? Say the suspension, you are in Nairobi, you don't know what next. What is the next course of action?
I will respond to that letter of suspension. I was supposed to serve them by yesterday. That Neo Kayude Fula was busy. Koro given today, weekend and tomorrow, I will serve them on Monday. So maybe they'll give me way forward after that my reply to that suspension. Yeah.
Koro, what was the material? Patriots, according to Patriots, majority man Kenya, they are not happy with your suspension. In a way, you are on that wall.
Okay, I'm not very active, a wall, no? To Samaya, Kakanyuru, around was it Ngwen? I got 867 messages.
867.
Koro. Since some were touching my person, not Temamundadito. The Mokube more capital suspended, the Mokubende of more capital suspended. That is life. Jomok Morgo in bend against Sawa. Because they have their own reasons why they might not be happy. Joma more when they Sawa. Because Gine no ni Nato Samoro be treated unfairly. Gimoka are patriots, which Makelo Nikano, Kisumu, Siaya, Kesa Nyanza. Aqua patriots niwa I tribalism. Baba, no dagi tribalism. One Legio Maria. Kama I does not, irrespective of our background. Number two, wawe lungu nyingi tendo kawa yanyu Jatelo en jatelo. Baba nowacho ni Nyasaye dok ne padri. Kata ng'we kata otimore nade. To ochwany to Nyasaye biro dokne. Koro wabed gi respect kuom nyithi jowa mowir mo. Nyaka jodolo madongo kata nachewa nyaka papa mtakatifu. Mane gima nya neno ka ne ni kanya ahinya. Aneno ni nyithindwa mondo wawuo with the background. Kendo gik ma wacho obed gik ma verified. Kata koteri go kamoro tinyalo produce this is the truth about this matter. Koro akwayo ni mondo gi stay calm as we go ahead. Gibro nongo kaka headquarter wacho. If I was suspended unjustly, gibro ng'eyo. If I was suspended bende gibro ng'eyo.
Adwa somo ni moro ka neno ka obedo posted at 1700 hours. Patriots, we are losing our focus and now we are being carried away by hatred than speaking the truth. Why was Bishop Obera suspended just when he was following the case of St. Lucia Njiro? Does the headquarter know something about St. Lucia Njiro, and that is why he got suspended at the middle of the war? Are we losing the land at St. Lucia Njiro?
I don't want a short thing on that. Make a headquarter of careful to get the lose of St. Lucia Njiro. And I'm not celebrating, but they might lose that land because of how we handle that property. Whoever, somebody came here, by the name Bishop Odongo, he mentioned me adversely, especially Longoro Makatari. At that time, I was the legal director of Legio Maria.
When was that?
That was early this year.
Early this year?
Yes. Archbishop Otipa was the Archbishop of Nairobi. There was a big dispute in that land. I was called to go there as the legal director. In fact, Pope Emmanuel. Number two, Obiende no the Pope directly. Mondo me ongis Pope ni lobuno tika kolosono title deed, which was not very true. I went there as the legal director. I differed with Obiende very bitterly. At some point, I used to mark Kako du lokoreni an madwa uso lobno is for him to elaborate. I went there once. I didn't know that place. In fact, I'm frustrated Obiende in that property. My church should also consider. And Father Milongoni, Father Carilus. Father Carilus Owo. Ene mano chako fight go Obiende, mu mako Obiende mo wako yi. Ene mo miyo kanisa no podniti. Onge kata 1 inch mar that property mose usi. If there is anybody minyalo wach no uso lobno, onego bed Carilus kata Archbishop Otipa.
But was it sold?
Those people have defended that church. It has never been sold.
It has never been sold.
Nana kaka eno. Archbishop also defend that church. Or Carilus also defend that church so much. Makane Obiende nyalubu tinguti and bilu ka ni wacho ni lobno usi. I was shocked. So another thing, St. Lucia Njiro. St. Lucia Njiro en gima no chakore ka donjo na Nairobi. No chakore ntiere jomoko mani wacho ni bido no wir. Koko wir gi to gidok kanisa no the other wing. We made efforts with the Archbishop. Some of them were ordained and I gave them churches. Sani koro nyo and there's a problem ni maybe agolo matokanya tero kamachielo as a deputy. Koro wachi wokni amongo mioteri kacha as a deputy to ena manegi job mani kacha. Koro lobno mondo me Obiende donje. I have my IQ wacho na 100%. Ni Obiende is not after selling that property, but is being pushed to sell that property because of frustrations majo magoned. But Obiende also is not a good person. Because Lobno no me legio Maria of Africa Church Mission. Naneno Patriots no say you don't copy mother to share certificate. Mondeke nyin kanisa. On actually baba ne emano mi Lobno. History has it. At that time plots go nenge. So there were plots mane ube allocated to baba ne. There were plots mane ube allocated to other people. but negiriwo gi magi amalgamate gi mobedo one property under the name of Legio Maria of African Church Mission. Koro mondo mi obende go around and come back and say ni mano lope, it's him to elaborate. Lakini gimomi awacho ni wanyalo lose lobno is because of the way we are handling it. We handle with a lot of H1 kae to jok ma no chiwo lobno bende donje H1 ni kato igibro wangibro lunga ng'ato ni bana biwaus ni gini because they have the power. What we have is just a share certificate. If somebody goes there with the original share certificate, to
the one original share certificate.
There is the original share certificate, but it is in the other faction.
The other faction.
Yeah.
Another, how about someone at from Father Felix? It was just a day after we were from St. Lucia Njiru and suspension came in. Why could headquarters chip in to fight for its mission of St. Lucia Njiru? None of HQ representative came. Ere kaka ineno ni onego gi handle this land issue?
Lo ma St. Lucia Njiru. I'm sure any patriots kata Legio Maria are not aware ni an John Obera gi Andrew T. Archbishop not tero like court because of that property. There was a court matter. That court matter I financed it single-handedly. Legio Maria no komia kata shilingi achiel. This case ne wacho ni lobno en mar the other faction. No megi through the late Ongombe. I had to go to the quarter, get our trust documents and our certificate of registration and all that to prove to court that the owner of that certificate is Legio Maria of African Church Mission. And whoever has it is carrying it illegally because it's a document of the church. Church no need to take up from that place. Ginyalo kata the report. Most of that. Mondo me what bed the basis mar claiming back that property, Obera property of Legio Maria. No terror court, case no biro. We never went for hearing because we filed an objection, preliminary objection, because the people who were suing us were not the bona fide trustees of the church. So we applied to court and the case was dismissed under preliminary objection. The church did not chip in. Sanika nyoma obiro, I'm the one who reported. Mondo me safeguard our church. These people didn't report anywhere. Makata fracas they cannot defend it. Why? Because they never reported anywhere. I'm the one who reported. Kako cha kubet ni ane makora lokora au solo St. Lucia Njiru. I'm tongue-tied. I don't know. Koro kanyo amawacho ga ni nyithindo gi seche moko let's talk ka wang'eyo wan gi evidence. Not because somebody has told you no better ni gini kata let us work with facts.
And I want to go to the right of reply. Last one. Neno ngatokondi kwa ugonjwa ya mzee imefanya kanisa imebaki ikiwa kiwete. Nothing important being discussed apart from finances and battle of supremacy. Break mar kanisa ni ochung ochot kosine no ka kanisa ringe right direction.
Kanisa to problem, but I know it is under control because our Pope is not that sick. Maokonyal make decisions. Body is weak, but the brain and everything is perfect. He knows everything going on in this church, and he can still be consulted. Problem is Okoroni a bit overwhelmed. The but the church is in the right direction. Yes.
Aparano Adika mawatieko gimodwa ni kenichaki mula mati is our relationship mani kindi Cardinal Kenya is harmonious, cordial. Aparano nyalo save from this case.
This case again, peace and justice
Kenya.
Koro, I don't know whether he's also part of and parcel of the peace agenda. I think he is. Koro, I don't want you to save me as a friend. Wherever I am on the bedo kills to be addressed, because it can help somewhere. So that another bishop or could be Timano or could be one of the same problem. Let it be addressed professionally. Let him not help me as a friend, but let us just go for a fair hearing. Yes. Lakini angeyo ni his input is important. Yes, as the Kenya candidate.
At Patriot, I to mention former Secretary General of Nairobi, Tagi Chairman Martha, Mr. Parr. As people Mabende instigate watching my work Nairobi. Are you aware of this? Because which relationship mani kinde jogo.
Gini jogo gino sipena. Nasa mambe gino sipena molo karaji town. But in administration marana tanato pogura. Opal is my close friend. Job osedak nyaka ro. Osebiro lima yani okodago Nairobi oselima nyaka dala. Mwabet kode aselima nyaka dala gi. Was interact maber sana. Given the administration of Nairobi as a bishop, maybe wapogore par. Could be they could have catalyzed the predicaments my diocese. But okanyal wacho
Kanyal
ketewi giricho because they are also people of substance. Opal is not a joke. Mogogo is the third chairman of the Legio Maria Church. Job is the secretary general. Genjoma people of substance and they are very important in our church. Samoro maybe my way of administration emopogore kaka the expectation. But I cannot reprimand them.
Your parting shot, I'm going to miss the Legio Maria.
The Legio Maria, walemu, olema lema. Prayer, nyalo straighten mountains. Waheru Nyasaye. Kantiere wach mono, wabed gi dalo. Wawe riembo nyithind Nyasaye kaka ng'ama riembo wasiku. Wa embrace the culture of dialogue. Wa embrace the culture of truth. Or avoid witch hunting. To all bet your kanisa sawa. Legio Maria is a grown church. Nengo bedni watimo gik professional. Koro jo patriots benda kwa ni mondo walenga kikwa yanjo tendo. Obet jok mawacho gik moko mantiere gi facts. To Nairobi diocese is okay. Kenda kwa jo Nairobi diocese we stay calm. Poko gola abedo suspended. After ya alama ngi makosa ndio gola abro gonya guriti. Toka okoida gi makosa abro duogo kataka duogo as a bishop I will make my decision which is independent. So keep the process.
Erokamano Jokabe TV. Mane makelo giko mar kwa gi bishop ma Nairobi, Bishop Melkio, John Melkio Obera. Welcome, Bishop. Thank you so much.